From Middletown, Rhode Island, where we have lots of cows, welcome to the GCN Show.
Hello and welcome to the GCN Show.
Coming up this week, has cycling marketing reached peak bullshit? I have picked out some of the finest, most ridiculous examples from the last year. Can you and Conor guess what the heck I'm talking about?
And is it a sign that the bike industry is out of touch, or is it actually the fault of us lot for being sucked into it all?
This week in the world of cycling, we learned that Primož Roglič has pulled it out of the bag and won the 106th Giro d'Italia in the dying moments.
He came out on top in what has been one of the most attritional Grand Tours in recent memory.
We also learned that Conor have just sold their most expensive bike ever.
Not Eddie Merckx's Our Record bike, but a brand new C68 Gioello, the first in a run of just 50 limited edition black and gold bikes created for the Giro d'Italia.
49 of them are for sale for just $24,000, but the first in the series, the numero uno, went for auction.
Sotheby's, not eBay.
Yes, and sold for $133,000.
Cha-ching! Sounds pricey, but bear in mind the Colnago Gioello is a testament to artistic mastery that transcends the Colnago brand, embodying the timeless appreciation for Italian design and manufacturing.
What accent was that, mate?
I think I could get a job as a voiceover artist.
An Italian voiceover artist. Well, yeah, whatever. Anyway, important to note, this bike also has a 2-carat diamond in its headset cap. Yeah.
How are you supposed to tighten your headset?
I mean, that is a good point. I guess if you've just spent $133,000 on a bike, you probably have people to worry about that kind of thing for you. Now, it is a typically Colnago marketing stunt. Of all the cycling brands, it's got to be said, they have managed to simultaneously be credible, thanks to an epic racing pedigree, and also luxury at the same time, haven't they?
Now, sticking with marketing stunts, if you watched last week's show, you might remember that we were telling you about the latest and greatest footwear drop that was sure to spark interest in the world of gravel riding.
That's right, the Bodega by Crocs, with built-in toe warmers that double up as onboard storage. Now, the inspiration for these came from the clear inner eyelids of crocodiles and their refusal to miss a beat.
Now, I'd have thought that if you truly want versatile footwear, maybe the Croc isn't the optimal choice, but hey, if they're good enough for Team EF, they're good enough for me.
That's right, yeah. What it got us thinking, though, is just how much brands and their marketing departments have to fight for our attention. And when I say I don't mean GCN, I mean all of us bike riders. And then also the extreme lengths they have to go to get that attention.
It's not easy. It's not easy, right? There's loads of choice out there as a consumer. Often it's not enough, seemingly, for brands just to have a good product. You need to have ethos, values, and an image. To communicate that, some people are rather taking it to extremes.
Yeah, so extreme, in fact, that you might wonder what on earth they are on about, which is why we're going to do a little bit of an experiment. So one of the perks of my job, seeing as I love bike tech, is getting sent press releases about new products, from the amazing to the ridiculous. But I have trawled through my email inbox and picked out some of the finest marketing spiel that I can find. The challenge then is for you lot and Conor to work out what I'm talking about. And I'm going to say brand names have been redacted from this, almost all brand names, just to save their embarrassment. Okay, are you ready, Conor?
I'm ready. So what, I'm guessing whether it's like a wheel or a clothing item. Okay, I get you. Right, let's do it.
Okay.
Come on.
Right. Designed to provide enhanced personalisation and inspiration for those extended adventures on your bike. This embodies the spirit of cycling to make your own decisions, finding your own path and creating an individual perspective. Any idea, Conor?
Chamois cream.
Good guess, but no.
No? Okay, right, a second guess. I think it's shoe related.
Oh, really?
It's to do with, I think it's shoe related. I'm gonna go cycling shoes.
Cycling shoes. It's not cycling shoes. Any guesses from you lot? Good guess. Helmets.
Helmets.
There's a helmet, that one. Yeah, right. Next up.
Okay.
The focus on design and superior materials technology celebrates cycling as a way of life and enhances the pleasure in every pedal stroke.
Okay, so we're talking pedaling action. So I'm thinking a component. pedals, cranksets. Could be shoes again. I can't go shoes. I feel like I've gone for it last time. I'm going to go for bottom bracket. No, I'm going to go for grease. But I'm going to go for a crankset.
Crankset. It's clothing.
Clothing.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's clothing that enhance or celebrates cycling as a way of life and enhances the pleasure of every
guess,
pedal
yeah,
stroke.
okay.
Yeah, okay. Right then, next up, a timeless design that hits the perfect balance of lightness, stiffness, aerodynamics, comfort, and toughness. Should be an easy one, this one.
This has got to be a bike. 100% bike.
It's a bike!
Oh,
Yeah,
there we go.
well done, Conor. Great stuff. Right then. I feel like we should disclose the brand, because you've guessed that. That's Canyon, and they're
Okay.
Ultimate, that one. Okay, right, next up. The frame's flexibility creates a wraparound fit for ultimate aero shaping with minimal drag. The adaptability also offers tailored and individual comfort.
That's surely a bike again.
You'd think so,
It
wouldn't you?
sounds like a bike again.
Pair of sunglasses. I think.
Sunglasses?
It's a pair of sunglasses, yeah. Okay, the design refines aerodynamics by focusing on frontal area impact as well as smoothing and controlling the trailing wind. It has taken meticulous effort to keep the weight down while retaining critical system stiffness.
Okay, this sounds like a bike again, but I'm not getting caught out once more. So I think you've put in a little curveball here. I'm going to try and think out the box, and I reckon it's some sort of like head unit mount.
Ooh, good guess.
Yeah?
No, it's a rear derailleur cage. Yeah, sounds like a bike, but is in fact a rear derailleur cage. All right then, this one is specifically designed to drive your further into the forest. And yes, that is with a typo. That was the press release.
That's the press drive your further into the
Drive your
forest.
further, yeah. Specifically designed to drive your further into the forest.
What is it, a tractor? Quad bike? Drive your further into the forest. I don't know, gravel bike, gravel tyres.
Shoes!
Shoes!
Yeah,
Ah.
finally, shoes.
Why are
Right.
you driving into the forest on shoes?
I have no idea. Right, you ready for this next one? I like this one.
Okay.
Seeks to break the status quo, find solutions not yet imagined, and offer an unconventional perspective to the world of bikes.
Oh, that's a tough one. That could be anything. Right, there's a lot of stuff going on there. I mean, bar tape, no. Saddle.
You've got the hang of this. No, that is Wheels, that one.
Wheels.
From a brand I've never heard of.
Really?
Yeah, it's an email out of the blue, but yeah, they're bringing an unconventional perspective to the world of bikes. Okay, next up. Combining the ethos of gravel with the soul of road, this is designed to take you not just from place to place, but to a higher state. It's designed to enhance your bike, your ride, and your goddamn life.
God, sounds like something that's banned as contraband in the UK. A fusion of road and gravel that enhances your goddamn life.
Yeah.
Jeepers, a mountain bike?
It's a bit of a trick question. I made that one up.
You made that one? I was going
That's
to
me.
say, it
Yeah.
sounds like some sort of something that's being advertised in America at the moment.
Well, that's it. But, you know, feel free, marketeers, to take that. I'll let you have it for free. Right, lastly, my favourite, okay? You'll remember this if you watch the GCN show regularly, because it's not that long ago. MOG is a noun, verb, acronym, and unequivocally a state of mind for those who push the boundaries of distance and rolling exploration. There is no road too long, no course too tough for those willing to MOG.
See, I think I remember this one. This is the MOG. It's like, it's a bike, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It's a bike, yeah. You might have thought I made that one up, but no. It's Envy's gravel bike.
That's it.
Yeah, anyway, I think you've done quite well there, mate.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad at all, actually. You
No.
obviously spent a long time in cycling. You recognise some of the hallmarks. For the record, that last one, right? I love Envy stuff. Love it. But I think they might just have slightly overstepped the mark on that one. I am willing to try mogging, though. So get in touch, Envy, if you want to arrange something.
Yeah, I'll have a little MOG. Don't
Yeah.
mind if I do.
Yeah.
Careful side, though. I think it does sound a bit dodgy. Is it like mogging? Is mogging legal?
I don't know, actually.
Can we put that on the show?
Mogging.
MOG. I'm just about to go off for a good MOG.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sounds a bit questionable.
I probably wouldn't tell my wife if I was going mogging.
Yeah, sorry, Stace. I'm just off for a MOG.
Okay. Well, anyway,
Moving on.
Envy. Maybe you need a different name. Certainly in the UK. Right, now we are not the first to highlight creative marketing, and we certainly won't be the last, will we? But rather than point the blame at the bike industry for losing the plot, I actually think it's a reflection on us consumers. So I don't think we can blame brands for wanting to sell products, right? For better or worse, that's just how capitalism works, and that's kind of where we're at. But I think we can get pissed off if they put marketing ahead of product. But honestly, I think those brands typically don't last that long because at the end of the day, consumers sniff them out and then don't buy their products, right?
Yeah, the other thing to bear in mind, Si, is that a lot of us want different things from our bikes, right? So if you don't want to go as fast as possible, then talk of aerodynamic watt savings of rear derailleur cages are probably going to seem slightly laughable.
That is true, actually, yeah. And similarly, if you're into exploring on gravel, then performance isn't something that you can easily quantify, is it, right? No. Like, you don't need anything particularly to explore on gravel. So I guess that's why brands that are trying to market products like that end up trying to evoke that emotional response with exceedingly dubious results, I think.
We'd be super interested, though, in what you all think of this. Which brands get it right and which brands have got it wrong, and why?
That's right. Maybe at the end of all of this, in the comments section, there should be an award for the biggest marketing facepalm in cycling.
Good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah, we could give it a catchy name, couldn't we? I can't think of one right now. We'll come back to you. But yeah, get involved in the comments section down below. And also, let us know as well, is it a case of brands going too far with their marketing? Or is it the fact that we human beings are just kind of inherently suckers for this stuff?
We are. The MOG Awards?
Marketing of gravel. MOG.
Marketing of gravel, yeah. The Mark Awards. We'll keep working on it.
Yeah.
Right then, now it's time for hack/bodge, where you guys admit your cycling-related photos to the GCN app and we decide if it's a hack or a bodge. Starting off with John Canning's, very own John Canning's. He sent this in, 2x handlebar setup.
Oh.
It's pretty outrageous.
It is outrageous. Now, initially, I was like, oh my word, that's something that John's found at a random bike rack at like a university or something, cobbled together out of bits. But when you look, you go, actually, no, hang on a minute, that's a Linsky titanium frame with carbon wheels, Panaracer tyres, Di2. So that's like a legit bike, isn't it?
Legit setup.
And then we were trying to work out, well, hang on a minute, which bit of handlebar does what? And it looks a little bit like maybe the front brake is attached to the left shifter on the drops.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think the front brake on the left is working on the drops, and then I think the brake on the right is on the flats. That's what I'm going with. I don't see a cable coming out of the hoods there.
Now, personally, I think I would want my brakes on the flats for added control when getting gnarly.
Yeah, or you can just go for both.
Yeah, that's
what
true.
this person's done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would go for the flats if I could.
I mean, that is just absolutely bananas, isn't it? But fair play to whoever has crafted that. Hack or bodge?
Oh, it's a definite bodge.
Yeah, okay.
That's the definition of a bodge.
I think it's a bodge as well. And actually, 88% of you lot agree that that is indeed a bodge. Even though it's a very nice bike.
It's a very nice bike. I mean, and there's not many... It's kerfuddled me. It's kerfuddled me. Utterly kerfuddled me. I hope... I was thinking, like, imagine if one's loose. Like, you got not get any steering, but anyway, we're going down
a rabbit hole.
A rabbit warren here. Moving on. Mark Shack with a chain holder.
Well, yes, I saw this at the bike shop, found one online, but then I made my own with an old wire shirt hanger. Works great. That's right, just like the real thing with no marketing bullshit.
Yeah, I think it's perfect. That is a hack straight out of the gun.
It is indeed, yeah.
We've gone from the one extreme to the other.
I never feel the need for those things when I'm rejoining chains.
Really?
Well, if you just take the chain off the chain rings, so you just give it a bit of slack, I never feel the need.
Yeah, man, it's a faff, isn't it, to get it off the chain rings, and you get stuck, and you have to put it on. And you get,
no, you don't.
You get in a muddle. So why not just and then you're done.
Less faff than a sharp wire coat hanger, but anyway.
But as also, sometimes my bike's so big, even if I take it off the chain rings, it's still quite tight.
Well, fair enough. That's that. Yeah. Well, I'm going to say bodge for this one. What are you going to say?
I'm going hack.
Are you?
And the audience agrees with me. 85% hack.
There we go. All right, Mark Shack, well done. That is a, frankly, unanimous hack. Not literally, but, you know, in the context of hack or bodge, it's pretty good, isn't it?
Pretty strong stuff.
Right then, Not Enough Gears says, my prescription cycling sunglasses. I just got new glasses and didn't want to spend an extra $500 on an insert, so I took my old glasses, ground down the frames, and heated the frame to bend to the curve of my new sunglasses. The fit is snug, and I can see clearly.
See, I think this is an amazing idea, and it just perfect. You know, you've hacked your way to some prescription sunglasses, but then you did raise a good point.
Well, yeah. So I don't know, but I thought if you bend your glasses so that the lenses are a slightly different orientation, doesn't that subtly change your prescription?
See, I have no idea on this. I'm not an optician.
Well, I only wonder this because last time I went to the opticians and they said, really sorry, but you're getting old, so you're going to need like gazillion different pairs of glasses. I said, oh, can I get some prescription ones for cycling? And they said, no, my prescription doesn't work in cycling sunglasses because of the lens shape or something. I don't know what's wrong with my eyes. But anyway, it made me think, well, I guess that's probably because of the angles involved or something like that.
Oh, okay, well,
I don't know.
Get in touch in the comments if...
Yeah, any cycling opticians out there, let us know, because, I'm at the age now where I need some prescription cycling glasses. Oh, never mind. I think that's a hack. What do you think?
I think it's a hack, unless we're proved otherwise by someone smarter than us in the comments.
Yes, that's right. And actually, 78% of you lot think that is a hack, meaning that either it is genuinely a hack, because lots of people agree, or 22% of people are opticians and go, you can't do that. What are you doing? Right then, rounding out Hack or Bodge for this week, we've got Dag Toma Bucker, a GoPro light mount. My sleek 3D printed computer light GoPro mount didn't work too well with my bike packing bags, so I fitted my Bontrager Ion Light to the mudguard eyelet instead, using some GoPro parts and washers I had lying around. Well, that's kind of neat, isn't it?
That's a good idea. I like that. Yeah. It's nice and tidy away from the handlebars.
Yeah.
Because it is always quite tough to put your lights on when you've got bike packing bags. But sometimes it can be a bit tricky. So it's looking like a strong hack. I say my only reservation would be the fact that it's quite low down. Would it be pointing up a bit into people's eyes, or you know how when it's on your handlebars?
If you're trying to illuminate the road, I think it's a visibility light.
Oh, it's more a visibility one. Then
then
it's a hack, I reckon.
Yeah, there's something in me that feels innately concerned about putting extra bits near a wheel, and particularly a disc rotor. But there's no reason for it to just get sucked into your wheel and detonated. So yeah, I think that's a hack.
And I reckon the disc would make mincemeat of that light if it did get any closer to it.
Yeah, that is true.
I think you'd be suddenly riding in darkness.
We've stopped, as a collective group of cyclists, we've stopped worrying about disc rotors ripping people's heads off, haven't we?
We have a little bit. I was quite nervous of mine at the bottom of the Angleroo last week. They were pretty hot and angry, but they did their job, thankfully.
Yeah.
Still, so yeah.
Well, anyway, let's not bring this back. I think we've got over the fact. But if you remember when discs first came onto the market, the Pro Peloton was just like, this is the most dangerous thing on the planet. We're all going to die. And fortunately, they haven't. Have they?
No, we've managed to.
We've avoided it, haven't we?
Make our peace.
Dodged the bullet there. Yeah. Anyway, have we given the results of that one yet?
No, we haven't. So the audience said 84% hack, which is
wow, that's another good one, isn't it? So we've had 3 absolutely banging hacks this week and 1 massive bodge.
Yeah, so there you go.
That's it. Keep them coming in, of course. Upload them to the GCN app. And whilst you're there, vote on all of the others, because we're only able to pick a handful of the amazing hacks and bodges that are uploaded each and every week.
It's now time for Cycling Shorts with me, Hankorman, where news has broken that in Santa Barbara, California, you can now borrow e-bikes from the library. Yes, I'm not even joking. You can really rent bikes from the library, of all things. Anyone with a library card can borrow a pass that gives you unlimited use of the city's 250 e-bikes, which sounds like an unbelievably great idea if you're someone like me that doesn't read. Even better, research just published in the UK shows that bike share schemes are a great way to encourage people back to cycling, or even cycle for the very first time. Yes, research shows that 53% of users of the bike share schemes are returning to cycling after at least a year without cycling at all. And amazingly, 7% of users are using the shared bikes to ride for the first time ever. And 2/3 of users report cycling more frequently since joining the scheme. Yeah, it sounds like it works. Anyway, staying in London, in the final stage of the Ride London Surrey Classic, or Ride London Classique, shall I say, Charlotte Cool, yes, kept her cool as she pipped Chloe Dykart at the end of the final stage on the iconic Mall, confirming these two as the first and second in the overall, with Lizzie Dining taking the final podium. It was a gutsy effort from Cool, who crashed in the final kilometre of the previous stage. Amazing, and fair play to you both. The Guardian newspaper has uncovered that many third-party e-bike chargers are available on sites such as eBay, Amazon and Wish.com, but they pose a risk of fire and electric shock. Now, they found that with no fuses in them, other plugs that were shaped in a way that significantly increased electric shock, and the fire services in the UK and USA have reported increase in fires from e-bikes with faulty batteries, but charges are likely to be the causes too. Now, both Wish and eBay say they have removed the offending charges from their site, and eBay say they are strengthening their process to tackle this issue. Now, I'd recommend choosing very wisely and carefully if you're looking for a new charger, because we don't want you to catch fire. In other news, it wasn't just the Giro that suffered with the catastrophic flooding in northern Italy, but also the F1 fans, with the cancelling of the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. But Bottas, F1 driver and keen cyclist, switched from 4 wheels to 2 wheels and took part in the 70-mile gravel race in Scotland. Now, rumour has it he actually beat a double Olympic gold medalist at his own game, Alistair Brownlee. So you need to get more training, Alistair, that's what I'm saying. Which begs the question, really, how fit are F1 drivers? It's not just the F1 drivers getting on their bikes, but also NFL players. It was great to see some of the Philadelphia Eagles pedaling in aid of autism in their annual charity bike ride, sporting the customed winged helmets, which gave a nod to their football helmets, which I thought was an absolutely cool, well, a really cool touch. And finally, this Giro has taught us many things. But it showed me that sometimes the secret to success is all about your mates. Now, when Roglic dropped his chain, the team mechanic may have been a bit flustered, you can understand why, and his old teammate from his ski jumping days jumped into action. Luckily, he was standing on the side of the road and gave him the massive push that helped keep his Giro ambitions on track. And it wasn't just Roglic's mate, but also Mark Cavendish's, who in his last ever stage got a lead out from an old mate. Yes, Geraint Thomas. Now, apparently, Cav jokingly asked G for a helping hand in the stage earlier, and when Geraint spotted him with only one teammate left, he thought, well, I better help a brother out, and did a massive turn to drop Cav off in the ideal spot, just a kilometre to go. And Cav did what he does best and finished it off in style. Now, there's nothing like the support from the closest to give you the extra bit of belief that is just the difference between winning and losing. I think we all need mates like that. Now, that's all from me, Hankorman, and that's all from this week's Cycling Shorts. Stay classy everywhere. See you next time.
Thank you very much to the Hankorman. We should keep that nickname.
That's a good nickname. I'm out of many nicknames.
Indeed. Right. What's next? Caption Competition. That's why I'm sat here with a water bottle. Oh yes, a GCN Elite water bottle that you can win if you put a witty enough caption in the comments section that relates to a photo. We'll give you just 1 second to get you in the mood. We'll do results, of course, from last week, where we gave you this photo of Thibaut Pinot and Jefferson Cepeda.
Yeah, it caused a bit of a stir online afterwards.
Didn't it?
A bit of exchanges going on. But we think the winner, well, it's between a couple, but I think we've narrowed it down, haven't we? So I think we're going with Oscar.
We've narrowed it down to one. That's right. Oscar, no idea what your surname is. So all Oscars are now like ears pricked up. Big pun. What have I won?
But Oscar, the Oscar, went
Yeah.
for rider behind. No way I will break for Pinot. Why should I let you win? Thibaut, I was asking if we should break for Pinot.
That is good. I like that.
I like it. I think we get a bottle for that one.
Yeah, nice childish caption. Always gets a smile
Yeah, from us.
childish GCN presenters,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah, Oscar, get in touch and we will get your GCN Elite bottle out to you. That one goes back on the shelf, though, ready for next week. Now,
This week.
yeah, we're sticking with the Giro. So even though it's finished now, poor Soudal Quickstep. Beleaguered Soudal Quickstep team. Just two left.
I know. I mean, it must have a lot of space in the bus. Imagine that. It'd be like flipping, have a bed in there.
That's right, and a lot of staff waiting on their every need.
Yeah. Bit more staff than King Charles.
Three mechanics for 2 bicycles.
Imagine. Do you want your bottle polished?
Anyway, right, we've given you some ideas there.
Yeah.
Connor, do you want to go for the caption?
I'm going with. Right, whose turn is it to use the toilet first today then? Which, for those of you who aren't familiar with pro cycling teams, the toilet on the team bus is quite a sacred object.
Okay,
Now, I was always banned from using it first before races. I was like, Conor has to go last.
really?
Yeah, like, I was not allowed.
Bit too much information there,
But
but
then it's bad as well, like, when there's so many. Imagine 8 riders,
yeah, that's bad, isn't it?
yeah, trying to get their business done for a big old stage.
That's true, actually, isn't it?
One little camping toilet. They're not proper toilets. They're like camper van style toilets.
Is it the bus driver's job to then clean up after you finish?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It
savage,
is
isn't
the
it?
hardest job, I think, in professional cycling, is emptying that container of human waste.
That's a weird bit of insight that we've just gathered deep into the GCN show. Frankly, I could have done without it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Once I had splashback, and it was just like horrible.
Oh, my
Absolutely horrible.
goodness me. And what a leveler as well to think that, like, that the same is true whether you're Tadej Pogacar
Exactly.
or Jonas Vingegaard.
Yeah. And it is an essential part of the sport. Like,
Presumably those guys get first, right?
well, I presume so, but
Team etiquette
never
dictates
know,
that the
I mean-
leader goes first.
they might have a potentially smelly, you know what?
Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Let's move on. If you think that you can beat that caption
Competition, sorry.
yeah. That caption.
put you off,
I think,
haven't I?
basically, yeah.
I've put something.
If you can beat that caption, then stick it in the comment section down below.
And we'll get a what's on its way to you.
We will indeed, yeah.
Right now, it's time for comment of the week.
It is. Should we roll straight in?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right then. Now, last week we were talking about full face helmets for road cycling, and there were a lot of comments. Okay, a lot of people saying that they think that's a great idea because they've fallen off before and they've hit their jaw or they've had like nasty facial injuries. And then predictably, a lot of people saying no, don't need them as well. One or two though, I thought we should talk about basically. Okay, so this one from Phil Laws. Can you clarify how you could launch a snot rocket with a full face helmet?
Oh,
Good question, though, isn't it?
I reckon you have to pull the thing down, so it's like big old space, and then just go for it. But then if you mess it up, it's not going to be good.
But then it's going to need 2 hands, isn't it? Because you like.
Sometimes I can do it without my hand. I'm very skilled.
Not with both, not one, surely. Both
No,
barrels.
No, I can do one barrel.
No. My word.
But no, okay, both barrels, but I can aim it. I am not showing myself in a good light on this GCN show today.
Not
am
really.
I?
We've learned a lot about Conor.
Can we edit some of this out?
It's all going in. Now, Phil, all I would say is that you have, like, it's a very valid point, but you probably shouldn't be blowing snot rockets when commuting in the city, is it really? Like,
I never know, might pass a bit of rubble.
well, maybe. All right. Far be it from me to judge those who snot rocket in cities. Anyway, next up, Michael Hatch. A friend fell awkwardly off her sit-up and beg bike at 0 miles per hour. She broke her jaw, lost a couple of teeth and part of the lip. Would she be considered overly protective wearing a full-face helmet in the future? Now, it's a really good point. obviously that's an awful thing to happen. I hope she's okay. But what I couldn't help but notice when you said she fell off at 0 miles per hour, so that strikes me as less a cycling accident, more just a horrible accident. And therefore it's like, well, why would you not wear a full face helmet for normal life just in case something awful happens? Because that just sounds like a genuine, just awful accident, don't you think?
It does, yeah. I mean, you can't, accidents happen. It's like, you wrap yourself in cotton wool for your whole life. Or I think, as we said last week, I think it's about assessing the risk and going with it.
Yeah.
But just because you're sitting on a bike doesn't mean the sky's going to fall on top of you.
Nope.
I mean, I've considered wearing a full face helmet in day-to-day life because I always walk into door frames.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe I should wear a helmet because I'm sure I've got concussion from door frames.
Really?
100%. 100%. I think that's why I've lost brain cells. Just straight into them. And it's when you duck for them as well, that's the worst. Because
Really?
you duck into the door frame.
No way.
Yeah. Plus low-flying branches and pigeons. I've had a few of them before.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I once
That
hit my
sucks.
head. I once hit my head on the restrictor for parking. It was 6'6", no cars over 6'6", and I'm 6'8", so I walked straight into it.
Car park barrier. Oh, mate, that totally sucks. Well, if any helmet manufacturer wants to make something for Conor, like a kind of just, what would it be, a low profile? Where's your GCN baseball cap that you brought in? That pink one?
Well, that's what I was thinking. So say I got the GCN baseball cap, and I get a little inflatable bit here that kind of inflates on impact.
Yeah, like an airbag. Or even
Yeah.
if it was just like some kind of like...
But then you hit it in the back sometimes as well.
I feel like this is a job for our engineering contingent. Those people that create the most incredible hacks. I mean, they could surely 3D print something for you, couldn't they?
That would be amazing. I'd love that.
Could you 3D print a cap helmet?
That
for
would be
Conor?
absolutely brilliant, especially in my shed.
Challenge issued.
Challenge issued.
There we go. Nice hat, by the way.
It's cool.
Looks cool, that. Anyway, then last one from Mason King. I think it's silly to think that protecting yourself with a helmet is putting the responsibility on the cyclist to protect themselves. Obviously, cars should be more careful around riders, but it's like saying you shouldn't wear a seatbelt in a car because other cars simply should not crash into you. Which, yes, is a valid point, but I think the reason why this whole thing about sending out the wrong message is that in the media, you see it a lot, don't you, where like a cyclist has been killed or injured, but they weren't wearing a helmet, as if it was therefore the cyclist's fault that they were killed or injured because they weren't wearing a helmet. And that should be irrelevant, shouldn't it? So that's why I think you get this victim blaming thing, don't you, where it's like, oh, well, they weren't wearing a helmet. So that's where that whole thing comes from, isn't it? So it's not related to, like protective. It's just a kind of, I don't know. It's just
Distracting from the main issue that's at stake.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, there we go. There were also a couple of comedy ones from the GCN show last week as well. Josh Fleetwood said, anyone else watch every week's episode from the Indoor Trainer? I named my Strava activity by the number of the episode.
Oh, nice one.
How cool is
yeah,
that?
That's mega. Yeah, thanks for following along.
Yeah.
Love to share the sessions with you.
Absolutely. Anyone else who does that? And then also, Yeah Whatever said, I met a guy in Tasmania who was riding the 500k Tasmanian Trail in Crocs. He was a true hipster.
There you go.
That is pretty cool. Hopefully he didn't have cold toes, because presumably he didn't have the Bodega by Crocs collab ones.
Crocs are actually quite useful. I've heard that they're the best for marching through jungle. It means you avoid getting like trench foot.
Really?
Pretty sure, yeah, because the water drains out, so you don't get that like
No way.
soggy foot. That's what I was told, but
I got a pair
could
of
be
Crocs.
totally wrong.
I got a pair of Crocs.
Have you?
Yeah. I'm not allowed to wear them in public.
Our kids both have Crocs and they love to kick them off in the house. They just go full heights. You can never find them. One end up in the neighbour's garden once.
Quality. Right then. That's pretty much it for the GCN show for this week. I think we've rabbited on long enough. Should we just quickly tell people what's coming up next week?
Yep, so on Wednesday, I believe we have some climbing position tips.
We do.
Yep, presented by Manon.
Oh, no, we don't. On Wednesday, there's a special
sorry.
new product release. Sorry.
Oh,
We can't say what it is yet, but it is a big one.
Oh, right.
So stay tuned for that one.
okay, so, what are we doing on Thursday?
Climbing position tips.
Oh, there we go. And then on Friday, it is my journey to Unbound. So the last few months I've been training up for Unbound, which is basically one of the biggest gravel races in the world over in the USA. I've been using Training Peaks to try and get myself in shape with a coach and have a bit of a goal to work towards. So this is the whole kind of wrap up of my journey, and then I leave for the US next week to go proper racing.
Well, that's right, mate. So I think by the time this GCN show comes out, I think you're pretty much on a plane, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm on a plane to Kansas.
Mate, I'm so jealous. That's going to be amazing.
I'm pretty excited. I've been starting to get a bit nervous and stressed the last few weeks. Just there's so much to prepare for it. It really is a proper self-supported mission.
Yep.
But I'm so excited to get stuck in. The fitness is kind of there, and I'm just going to kind of challenge myself and see how long I can hold on for. I've entered myself into the elites.
What?
So it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
So
Just make sure. One tip, right? The last person from GCN that went and did Unbound was Catherine. She did an amazing ride. It was incredible, but she got disqualified for taking a pickle juice hand up. She didn't even want the pickle juice. It was purely for the video. And some fellow competitor complained that she'd been given a jar of pickle juice and she got DQ. Yeah, how bad is that? The organiser was like, I'm really sorry, but it's kind of a rule.
Okay, right, I'll stick to the rules.
So yeah, don't take pickle juice hand ups. Okay?
No hand ups. It's
All right,
gonna,
mate.
it's gonna be hard for me.
Just take your own pickle juice, man.
Take my own pickle juice.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Right, best of luck, Conor.
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching the GCN show. Thank you to Hankorman for keeping us updated with the news. And give it a big thumbs up if you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, nice one, everyone. We'll see you on the next show, and hopefully I'll get through America in one piece. Touch wood.
Watch out, America. Conor's coming.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm coming for your food and your pickle juice
And your toilets.
Oh dear.